Honda Prelude Mk.4. This is the car Honda were too ashamed to admit was their flagship when the bigger, badder NSX rumbled onto the scene in the mid-90s. This is an SI model, and it's thusly equipped with the capable H23A engine, developing something like 160 ponies at the crank, less of the front wheels, as some of that power gets lost on its way through this particular lude's Slurpee machine automatic box. The main difference between this Prelude and the NSX is that you can actually afford a Prelude. When it was new, retail on an optioned out Mk.4 lude was somewhere in the mid-20s, which wasn't unreasonable for the average degree-holding member of society to own and run every day. Nowadays, in 2015 dollars, $5,000 is more than enough for a clean example, and you'd be hard-pressed to find even the withered husk of an NSX for that kind of money.
Heard you like chassis codes.
This one's called a BB2. That's cool. I can't say enough about how cool the Prelude is. The interior is everything the 90s wants you to remember it was. The patterns on the cloth are straight out of Fresh Prince. The fuel and temperature gauges don't matter. The back seats are for your enemies.
All right, here we go, crawling in. Oh, baby. You only put bad people in here. This is for people you hate.
Its face is that of eager, willing anger, a cross between Toothless, a 300ZX, and Squall Leonhardt. Simple buttons and switches control the aircon in the windows. One of the back seats folds down so you can get in through the trunk. The car is simply substantial. The ride feels like it is something, and even simple things like closing the doors feels weighty and solid. And this was back in an era where every car was getting its own neat cursive logo. Supra, Miata, Del Sol, you get the idea. If you really want to know how this car makes me feel, well, it makes me sad. Not because it's a bad car, but because we simply don't get this anymore. Time marches on, and the Prelude will never ever happen again. According to Google, synonyms for the word prelude are precursor, lead-in, opening, commencement. But ultimately, this Prelude wasn't a prelude to anything at all. And that is a damn shame. Honda, please God, make another Prelude again.
Retarded because
Oh, it's blue.
Without its sunroof open.
It's blue. Oh, baby. It looks like a cross between, like, Toothless the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. And it's got that same kind of smug motherfucker look to it, you know. And it's like the only things that matter are those, because everything else is like, oh, you don't need to see the fuel gauge, or you don't need to see any of this. Is there like a way to do it from behind here? He has a Grand Marquis. That thing has sun visors, but it has two for both sides. So you can flip this down and flip it to the side, and then there's one more here to just go boom.
Oh shit.
And you can block both sides. Like, it's so cool. And there's like no headroom. I'm like bumping the camera up against the roof.